This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 781 of Horse Tip Daily. A different horse tip, a different equine topic, a different equestrian expert every day. Horse Tip Daily brings the world of equine knowledge to you, one day at a time. Today's tip is brought to you by Wintec Saddles, featuring the Easy Change Fit Solution. Hi, Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today's tip is from the Dressage Radio Show. Dressage Radio Show co-hosts Reese Koeffler-Stanfield and Philip Parks are joined today by Nicholas Fyffe for an interesting look at maintaining a balanced position. And we'll get right to that after this message from Wintec. Too many riders know the frustration that comes from their saddle not fitting or no longer fitting. Many hours and many more dollars are often spent trying to compensate for a poor fit or buying another saddle, only to have the same thing happen again months later. Enter the Easy Change Fit Solution, available on Wintec Easy Care saddles. By combining the Easy Change gullet system introduced over 15 years ago with the new Easy Change riser system, Wintec now offers an unparalleled scope of adjustment for a total fitting solution that's not only easy, but measurable, giving total confidence to be able to make changes to the saddle. Whether you're a serious competitor or ride horses for the sheer joy of it, choose a saddle with the Easy Change Fit Solution that puts your horse's comfort first. Enjoy the peace of mind in knowing that your saddle offers full adjustability and is able to meet the changing needs of your horse. Find out more today at easychangefitsolution.com.
Next up, we have a trainer tip from Nicholas Fyffe, an Australian dressage rider based out of Wellington and also Canada.
Well, Nicholas, we're so happy to have you on the show this evening and really looking forward to hearing your perspective on this week's trainer's tip about how you hold a balanced position. Can you get us started?
Thanks for having me on, guys. This is what I want to talk about this evening. I think everyone's already heard about why it is really important to have a balanced position as a rider, and we all know that it really affects how effective our A's are as a rider. I just wanted to talk about how I actually maintain an effective position myself. I think I'm at a little bit of an advantage because I get a lot of practice and I ride about 10 horses every day, so I certainly get enough time in the saddle. And that's something that a lot of the adult amateur riders find harder because they may be only riding one horse a day. So it is really important that they maximize their time in the saddle when they're on that one horse. So first of all, I get a lot of practice. But I was actually a competitive gymnast when I was younger, so I'm fairly aware of my own body, and I know when it's right, and I certainly know when it's wrong. So when I'm feeling unbalanced in the saddle, or I feel some asymmetries, or something's just not quite in alignment, then I try and work it out in the gym. And I spend a fair bit of time doing yoga, not as much as I would really like to when it gets really busy in the season right now, but I try and do a couple of sessions each week. And if I feel like I can't fix it myself in the yoga studio, I take advantage of the fact that we have a in-house Pilates instructor at Still Point Farm where I'm based. We're really lucky, and she stretches me and pulls me and puts me back into position, and that seems to really help me find my position back to its balance and center of gravity.
Excellent. Do you have any more ideas maybe while you're riding? What can you do to kind of become body aware or a little stronger in places where you need to be?
Yeah, I constantly check. I constantly analyze how I'm sitting. And I always, when I'm teaching and when I'm riding, I like to think about what it would look like if someone took a bird's eye view photograph from the rider from above. And I always like to think that I would be perfectly centered over the horse, that I have a seat bone either side of the horse's spine, that my spine is positioned perfectly vertically in line with the horse. And I always try to think of what the view would look like from above so that everything is in perfect symmetry. And I just constantly remind myself to think how how it feels to the horse with the way we sit on them, and how we can sit in a way that we make it easier for the horse to travel. I have to remind myself about my position every day. I worked very hard to get a nice position, but it doesn't just stay like that. I constantly have to work on it all the time.
Well, and I love that comment, because I think it's a struggle for all riders. You know, we all work every day very, very hard on our position. And I liked how you said that you did a lot of work in the gym and yoga and Pilates. How do you make that a priority in your schedule? Because you have such a busy schedule.
That's a really good question, and it's something that I find very hard to do. It's easier for me when I'm in Wellington than when I'm based in Canada for the summer, because when I'm in Wellington, everything's much closer and concentrated here in Florida, so it's easier to get to the gym because it's much closer to home. And also, I find if I just go to the general yoga classes at the gym, and if I decide that if I'm going to book an appointment with my Pilates instructor, I feel if I'm investing some money into it, I know I'll be there, and I know I'll put all of my energy into it, and that's how I really get committed to it. Once you invest some money into something, then it makes you work that little bit harder at it.
Yeah, it's harder to cancel when you're going to lose that little bit of money or whatever. I think that's important. No, I think
exactly.
the three main areas, like I think getting instruction, the use of mirrors when you can use them, and maybe some videotaping is three ways to really work on your position. Do you guys have anything to add to that? Maybe Nicholas, you can talk, and then Reese.
Yeah, I utilize all of those things, but I just think that eyes on the ground are really important. I don't think I ever ride unsupervised. I certainly would never ride with anyone on the farm, just purely out of a safety aspect. But I very rarely ride a horse without someone watching me. And I know I'm a professional and I do this for a living, but I still think that it's that important that I ride with supervision every day, so that I do stay on track, and that I do maintain a clear system in my training.
Yeah, I think I agree. Sometimes when I'm in Kentucky, I don't, and I'm not able to have instruction all the time. But I'm lucky. My sister, we've talked about her on the show before, has ridden Grand Prix. So if I really feel like I've got something not going well, I'll call her out, or my mom. I also have my assistant trainer who can come out and say, oh yeah, hey, it looks a little this way. So I think utilizing the people that are around you, for the riders that can't get instruction, obviously that's the best, but for sure having people around that are watching and are taking care of your position. I think every lesson I teach, try to give each of my students a little tidbit on their position. Say, okay, you need to move here, you need to be there. So I think just also us all paying attention to the detail of the position is critical as well.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Yeah, I don't think you have to have a world-class trainer all the time, but just a riding buddy to say, look, you're really leaning to the left, or, just a reminder to that, because I think we can all kind of get into trying to figure out the horse so much, or just trying to make the horse have, the perfect shoulder in or the perfect half pass, that we don't realize we're leaning over to the side or something like that.
Yeah.
I agree. I've spent much time when I was based in Australia riding on my own. And I think sometimes there is a benefit in that, because it gives you confidence to make a mistake and work something out on your own, and you can really figure out this problem on your own, because there's no one else there to help you. So there is a benefit in riding on your own, and I just think it's important that you don't do it for extended periods of time. But as you said, even if it's just a riding buddy watching, I think just the fact that you have someone there overseeing your riding is going to make you ride that little bit better, put in a little bit more effort, and go the extra mile to improve.
Oh, absolutely. And then just like you said, the extra effort. I think I always tease my students that, I'll give them a lesson and they're like, wow, I just can't live without you. And I tease them that it's job security, but it's very true. I think we all have to focus on that. And as students, and Nicholas, how often in an ideal world, how often would you do, your yoga and your Pilates and your different type of exercises?
In an ideal world, I would work out at the gym 4 times a week, and 2 of those sessions would be yoga sessions. The other sessions I do, honestly, are just weight training, and that, to be honest, is not so. For me, it's not so positive for my riding. I just like to look good at the beach with my shirt off. But,
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
I like the honesty.
Yeah, it's good for you. It's very good for your core strength. I would like to do yoga at least twice a week. But the other thing that's really important for me to sit really well is that I'm not exhausted. When I'm really tired, I find it really hard to maintain a great position, and I really find that I need one day in the week where I don't ride a horse, where I really have time for my body to relax and to rest. And then normally that's a Monday when I'm lucky, and then on Tuesday I get back on the horse and I'm feeling good to go. But for me, it's very important to get enough rest.
Oh, I second that. I also need a day for my body and my mind to not sit on my horses all the time. So, but Nicholas, this was such great insight on your riding and how you take care of your body to be the best rider that you can be. How can we find you on the internet?
You can go to my website. It's www.nicholasfyffedressage.com. Or you can find me on Facebook, Nicholas J. Fyffe, or follow me on Twitter, Nicholas Fyffe.
Do you want to give us the spelling of your last name there, Nicholas? Just in case.
Fyffe. That's F for Foxtrot, Y double F for Foxtrot E.
If you enjoyed Reese and Phillip chatting about all things dressage, you can tune in every week at dressageradio.com. You can also find lots more tips about becoming a better rider at horsetipdaily.com. Just look for the topics drop-down menu on the left. Don't forget to support our sponsors here on Horse Tip Daily because they make these podcasts possible. Today's tip has been brought to you by Wintec Saddles. Look for them online at easychangefitsolution.com. Please stop by the Horse Tip Daily Facebook page and let us know what you think of the tips you hear on the show. It's also a great place to tell us about topics you'd like to hear us cover on the show. You can subscribe to all the great shows on the Horse Radio Network through iTunes or Zune and get your horse podcasts automatically downloaded to your iPod, Zune, or MP3 player. You can also listen to the shows right on Facebook. The player's right there every day. I'll be back again tomorrow with another new expert and a different horse tip. Until then, go ride your horse! The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements of guests or their opinions. Use your own judgment when listening to the tips provided by the experts on Horse Tip Daily.